Shalom and welcome to Students of Torah. This year is entitled Har Habayit number 32. Did the Rambam himself go up to the Har Habayit? And does it really matter? So it's a fascinating historical question. The Rambam writes in one of his letters that there was a tragedy in sea. He almost died, and he had many fast days to commemorate that. And finally, he was able to go up to the Har Habayit. Thank Hashem. He's able to go up to the Bayit Hagadol Hakadosh, and thank Hashem for years and years after that for the zechut of going up to Bayit Hagadol Hakadosh. So what does he mean when he said he went to the Bayit Hagadol Hakadosh? This is a letter he wrote to Rabbi Yafet from Mitzrayim. What does it mean? Does it mean he went to the Har Habayit? It means he went to some Bayit Hagadol Hakadosh, meaning some shul maybe in the old city. So does it matter where he went? And the answer is yes, it does. Because if he went up to the Har Habayit, that means that he held not just in theory, there are different areas. There's the Azar area where Tamei Mei cannot go. There's the Har Habayit area outside of the Chaya where a Tamei can go as long as he purifies himself. And you know that is Lamais, he could go there. And it means that he held that you don't necessarily need a Mesora Ish Mipi Ish or transmission from one to another, as long as you know where the right areas they could go. He held that they don't make a Gezerah that, well, even if you know the right place, you can't go because others are going to mess up and go into the wrong place and they won't Tovel, and they won't know how to Tovel. And it seems like you would also not hold that you need, everyone is considered a Zav and need to have 7 days of purification. A lot of the Chumrot, that stringencies that many poskim say today, Minchas Yitzchak, the Shavot Vanagot, it's Eliezer, that you can't go because of this reason, that reason, we don't know the right place. One reason, and even if you do know, you have to maybe consider yourself a Zav and wait 7 days, and no one knows how to wait 7 days, and people are going to get confused. You don't know how to do Chafifa, you don't know how to wash yourself and to go to the mikveh properly, and then people are going to learn from you. So many Chumras and stringencies, Gezeras. Well, if the Rambam went, that's a pretty serious statement. Certainly, at least in his time, he did not have any of those stringencies in the Gezerot and the decrees. So it is important to know whether he actually held halacha l'mais. You could, and he went. You could go, and he went. So did he go or not? So the Minchat Yitzchak in volume Hey Siman Aleph writes that of course you cannot go up because all the Gezer that we just mentioned, we don't know the right place, and everyone should be considered to be a Zav. You need to have 7 clean days, not go up to the mikveh right away. And maybe even if a person goes up to the mikveh, they'll be have a seminal emission right after the mikveh. When a person goes to the bathroom, that would be considered halachically seminal emission because maybe there is still zera inside. He has chumrah after chumrah after chumrah, stringency after stringency after stringency. Why we cannot go up to the Har Habayit? We discussed it in our early shiurim. And he says, you may think, that the Rambam writes, he wanted to buy Hagadol HaKadosh. He says, so silly, it's nonsense to think such a thing, that the Rambam actually went up to Har Habayit. He went to some shul in the old city near, and he thanked Hashem for saving him. But perish the thought. He says, I wouldn't even have to talk about this nonsense if not for the fact that people have written, and a rabbi has written, that you see the Rambam has gone up to the Har Habayit. But since people have made this mistake and misunderstanding the Rambam, I have no choice but to explain that it's nonsense. He never went up. That's the Minchas Yitzchak. It's Eliezer in Chelek Yud in the 10th volume. Also, Siman Aleph, page 21, writes about the Rambam and his letter, and he seems to accept that the Rambam did actually go up to Har Habayit. He says, yes, but the Rambam knew exactly where to go. And of course he went to the mikveh first, because he could go to a place where the tumah of Tamei Meit was not a problem. Har Habayit, someone who's Tamei Meit can go, but obviously he had to go to the mikveh to remove any other tumot that he had. But that was a Rambam who knew everything exactly in a precise way, but we cannot do it. We have all the restrictions that we cannot go. We don't know the exact place, and even if one would know the exact place, if he goes, he's going to mislead others. But it's a departure from the Minchas Yitzchak in the fact that he says the Rambam went, but he's similar to Minchas Yitzchak, maintaining that you cannot go. even if the Rambam went. And then finally, you have a third approach, Rav Ariel's approach, where he maintains the Rambam did go, and that's a very good source for us to learn that we could go as well. And of course, we have to learn the halachot of how to go ahead and go to the mikvah, and when to count. You don't need the count of 7. You don't have to assume the stringency that we are considered, each one of us, like a zav, a more strict state of tum'ah. Rather, just a person is a balkari, a similar mission. He could go to the mikvah right away and go up and identify the right place, where to go, how to go, just like the Rambam. Where does he write about this? In his article, Kol Mehechal, where he wrote in 2004, there was a letter signed by the Rabbanut and many other rabbis, a few dozen rabbis in Israel, once again renewing the restriction to go up to Har Habayit that was originally signed by Rav Yitzchak Cohen Cook in the 30s, and then in 67 the rabbis, the chief rabbis and others signed a note again not to go up, and then 2004 the rabbis again, the chief rabbis of the time, Rav Metzger, Rav Amar, and others, and he said, Rav Ariel sent a beautiful, well-written article to all these rabbis and said, please explain your position. You just tell me I can't go up. I want an explanation. Don't just give me a conclusion. Put this on the table. Let's argue it out. So most rabbis did not respond to him, but one of the rabbis that did was Rav David Chai Cohen, the chief rabbi of Bat Yam, who signed that you cannot go up. But Baruch Hashem, there's a beautiful relation between Rav David Chai Cohen, who supports, and his kehillah supports the Mechon HaMikdash, and they respectfully differ with each other. So in the letter of David Chai Cohen writes that don't misread the Rambam. When he said he went to Bayit HaGadol HaKadosh, he meant to a shul outside of the Har Habayit, not to the Har Habayit itself. And Rav Ariel writes, not true. And he says that Bayit HaKadosh is what we say in Atah B'Chatanu, Mikol Hamim. We daven, we're going to get back to Bayit HaKadosh HaKadosh. In Rachem we talk about it that way. Rambam in other places also in his writings talks about Bayit HaKadosh HaKadosh, referring to the Beit HaMikdash. He says, don't say when the Rambam says that he went to Bayit HaKadosh HaKadosh, he meant some shul. He was in the Har Habayit. He went up to Har Habayit. That's how Rav Ariel learns the Rambam in Kol Mehechal in his response to Rav David Chai Cohen. It's in page 6 towards the back of the pamphlet. So just in sum, does the fact that the Rambam went up or didn't go up, is that a meaningful point for us? And I think the answer is yes. We need to know. If he paskin he could go up, that says a lot. It says that he was clear on where the Makom HaMikdash is, and he may not have had any oral Masar each, but it didn't matter as long as you could identify the place. He says there's no gezerot, that I can't go because of this, I can't go because of that. No. If you know the place, then you prepare yourself properly and you go. So it is important whether he went up or not. That's an important piece of information. And did he go? So we have Minchasik that says he did not go. The Tzitz Eliezer, and if of course we don't go either. Tzitz Eliezer says he did go, but that was him. We cannot learn from that. We're not at the level. We can understand all the details like he did. And Rav Ariel and others say he did go, and we could learn from that. And we have to be able to learn, identify the place, and then we could go as well. It's a fascinating historical piece, historical debate, and it's an interesting halacha l'maisa discussion as well. Shalom.